Welcome to the archive. Have you ever been to a restaurant where the prices is so high and the portions are so small that you feel like the joke is on you? Well, today we are taking that feeling to a deadly extreme. We're breaking down the 2022 psychological masterpiece, The Menu. This isn't just a movie about fine dining. It's a brilliant, blood-soaked satire about the elite, the critics, and the private island. The story follows Margot and her date, Tyler, a self-proclaimed foodie who is dangerously obsessed with the legendary chef Julian Slowik. They join a small group of ultra-wealthy guests on a private boat heading to Hawthorne, an exclusive island restaurant, where the tasting menu costs $1,250 per person. The guests include a washed-up movie star looking for a comeback, a cold-hearted food critic who has ruined hundreds of businesses, 3 arrogant tech brothers who think they own the world, and a wealthy elderly couple who are regulars at the restaurant but can't even remember what they ate last time. From the moment they arrive, the atmosphere is chilling. The staff lives in barracks, works with military precision, and treats Chef Slowik like a cult leader. As the dinner begins, Slowik introduces each course with a loud, startling clap that sounds like a gunshot. The dishes are artistic but increasingly bizarre. He serves a breadless red plate, mocking the guests for their privilege by giving them only the dips and no bread. But the tension turns into terror during the 4th course, titled The Mess, before the guests' eyes. A sous chef gives a speech about his own lack of talent and then shoots himself in the head as part of the performance. The guests are paralyzed. Realizing this isn't a show, it's a massacre in progress, Slowik reveals his true motive. He has lost his passion for cooking because of the takers and the critics who overanalyze, the wealthy who don't appreciate, and the corrupt who exploit. He has decided that everyone, including himself and his staff, will die by the end of the night. However, there is a glitch in his plan, Margot. She was never supposed to be there. She's a last-minute date for Tyler, and she doesn't belong to the elite class Slowik wants to punish. Slowik pulls her aside and gives her a choice. Die with the givers, the takers, the guests, while the men are hunted across the island in the siege. Game and the women's are left to watch the chaos. Margot realizes the only way to survive is to attack Slowik's ego. She finds a photo of him as a young, happy cook in a simple burger joint, a time before he was a cynical artist. In a brilliant move, she rejects his fancy food, calls it soulless, and demands a simple, classic American cheeseburger. For a brief second, the human inside the chef wakes up. He cooks the burger with genuine love, and when Margot asks for it to go, he respects her enough to let her leave. As Margot sails away, Slowik prepares the final dessert. He turns the restaurant into a giant human, s'more coating the guests in marshmallows and chocolate, before setting the entire building on fire. The elite are consumed by the art they pretended to love, while Margot sits on the boat, finally safe, taking a satisfying bite of her $12 cheeseburger while the island burns behind her. Imagine being trapped 2,000 feet in the air on a platform no bigger, and a pizza box with no way down and no cell service. That is the nightmare of the 2022 survival thriller. Fall. The story follows Becky, a young woman struggling with the tragic death of her husband, who died in a climbing accident. To help her face her fears, her thrill-seeking best friend, Hunter, convinces her to climb a decommissioned, 10-foot TV tower in the middle of the desert. It's supposed to be a quick climb to scatter her husband's ashes. But as they reach the very top, the rusted ladder collapses, leaving them stranded on a tiny metal grate above the clouds. The film becomes a grueling test of human endurance. They have no water, the sun is scorching, and vultures are literally circling them, waiting for them to die. The tension reaches a breaking point when Becky discovers a devastating secret. Hunter had an affair with her late husband, but personal drama takes a backseat to survival when they realize their only hope is a small drone they brought with them. In a series of heart-pounding moments, they try everything from dropping a phone inside a chute to charging the drone by climbing even higher onto the lightning rod. The real twist that left audiences speechless happens near the end. After a failed attempt to get water, it is revealed that Hunter actually fell and died hours ago. Becky has been hallucinating her friend's presence due to trauma and dehydration. In a final, desperate act of survival, Becky has to climb down to Hunter's lifeless body, use her friend's corpse to cushion her phone, and send a distress signal to her father. It's a brutal, vertigo-inducing story about grief, survival, and the terrifying heights of human willpower. By the time the rescue helicopters arrive, you'll be clutching your seat, thankful to be on solid ground. Imagine arriving at your Airbnb in a rainy, run-down neighborhood of Detroit late at night, only to find out it's been double-booked and a strange man is already staying there. This is how the 2022 masterpiece of tension Barbarian begins. The story follows Tess, a young woman in town for a job interview. Despite her better judgment, she agrees to stay the night with the stranger, Keith, because every hotel in the city is full. The first act plays with your nerves. Is Keith a predator? Is he setting a trap? They share a drink, they talk, and just as you start to think he might actually be a good guy, the movie completely flips the script. While Keith is out the next day, Tess discovers a hidden door in the basement that leads to a dark, underground corridor. What she finds is a nightmare, a room with a dirty mattress, a tripod, and a camcorder. And she explores deeper into the pitch-black tunnels. She finds Keith, who has also gone down to investigate. But before they can escape, something emerges from the darkness, a massive, deformed, and terrifying woman known only as the Mother. She brutally kills Keith in an instant and drags Tess into the depths. Just as you're screaming at the screen, the movie abruptly cuts to a bright, sunny day in California. We meet Jay, a disgraced Hollywood actor who is the actual owner of the house and is coming to Detroit to sell it. The final act is a descent into pure madness. AJ goes into the basement, finds the tunnels, and discovers Tess, who has been held captive. We learn the horrifying truth of the house decades ago. A serial kidnapper built these tunnels to keep women prisoner and breed with them. And the mother is the monstrous, inbred result of those crimes. She isn't just a killer. She has a twisted maternal instinct and wants to care for those she catches. The climax is a chaotic struggle for survival, as Tess and Jay try to escape the tunnels and the neighborhood. In a shocking finale, AJ shows his true, selfish colors by pushing Tess off a water tower to save himself. But the mother survives the fall and prioritizes protecting Tess over her own life. Eventually, Tess has to make the hardest choice of all to end the cycle of violence. Barbarian is a wild, genre-bending ride that proves that sometimes, the real monsters are hidden exactly where you'd least expect them. Waking here in a heartbeat, the great deception of the movie is revealed in the final moments. After a massive, chaotic battle where explosions happen both forward and in reverse, the mission is a success. But as the protagonist says goodbye to Neil, he notices a familiar red string on Neil's backpack. He realizes that he didn't just meet Neil. He is the one who recruited Neil years in the future. The entire organization of Tenet wasn't founded by some mysterious shadow government. It was founded by the protagonist himself. Every event we saw was part of a giant loop. Neil knew how it would end all along, and he willingly goes back into the inversion to sacrifice his life so that the protagonist can live to start the mission. It's a breathtaking story about fate, sacrifice, and the idea that what's happened, happened. It proves that the greatest weapon we have isn't technology, it's the friendship and trust we build across time itself. We've traveled from the burning kitchens of the menu to the inverted battlefields of Tenet. We've seen the world end in a luxury. With us because they challenge how we see reality. They remind us that the line